Good morning, welcome to another video. As you can see behind me, I'm down the Y today, all waded up, so we're going to be doing a little bit of wading, a little bit of trotting. Now I wasn't sure on conditions today, so I bought the trotting gear, but I also bought the ledger gear as well. Just to briefly touch on that, Saturday now, last Monday, chucked it down, absolutely caned it down. I thought the river might be up. It has been very coloured this year. I've been told it's due to a landslide further upstream. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've been told. It's very coloured for the height this year, and I thought if we've not any visibility, we're going to struggle really with the trotting. So I've grabbed the ledger gear as well. But it's dropped a lot because we've had some really hot days. We've had sort of mini heat wave, and it's dropped a lot, and there's a bit of clarity. So yeah, the trotting gear, I think, is going to be the order of the day. I've got two rods with me. We'll run through them as and when we use them, but basically a waggler rod and a stick float rod. You can probably see just behind that willow there, if I get out of the way, I've got the bait waiter out down there. We're going to be running a float through this. Barbel and Jen tend to live in this swim. It's very rocky in here. They live in and amongst the rocks. We're going to be running some meat down to them under the stick float. That's the plan. I say we. I'm here with my mate Jim today. Haven't seen him for about a year, so I've been really looking forward to this session. So yeah, we're going to have a session together. So yeah, stick float, what we're going to do is run that along deep. I like a stick float because attached top and bottom. You can pick the line up. We were fishing about 2/3 of the way across the river. I'll stick a link up there and down in the description to a video over on the Fishing Tips channel where I described the rig in detail. But suffice to say, the float is cocked by one Olivet, which I keep right near the bottom. That'll trundle just off bottom. It'll occasionally catch bottom. What we'll do is just keep picking the float up as it goes under, and then sooner or later, bang, bang, we're on. That's the idea. Been having some great fun lately as well, fishing for the chub, really shallow. So we'll perhaps do that as well, just firing bits of meat in and then running through waggler, just a foot, 18 inches deep, 2 foot deep, something like that. That's been a lot of fun as well. So we'll perhaps do a bit of that. I think we're going to get wet today. As I say, we've had some scorching hot days. It's ridiculously muggy this morning. It's very overcast. It's due to rain. As I say, it's really muggy. I'm absolutely sweating from the walk down here. It's about 2/3 of a mile walk to get to these swims from the car. So yeah, I'm need a bit of a rest. So what I've done, as I say, got the bait waiter out there, put some bait in, so the swim is now working. Now the fish will be hopefully getting onto that bait. Bait wise, we've got a mixture of pellets, some, I don't know if that was a fish or a duck. We've got some cheesy garlic halibut pellets, some plain halibut pellets, just various sizes between sort of 6mm and 3mm. We'll just keep those going in, get a nice bed of bait down, run some meat across the top. That's the plan. Got a bit of hemp, but as I say, the main bait will be lunch and meat. That's the plan. Anyway, that's enough waffle, isn't it? I'm going to get the rod set up, and then we'll get out there and we'll have a crack. I've actually got a bait dropper with me today because I bought the ledger rod. I can bait dropper some bait to the bottom, just putting some pellets and some hemp in. Blimey, that's jumping out over there. That was definitely a fish. I'm very undecided about this colour of this water though. It's quite coloured. We've got maybe a couple of foot of visibility. It's probably enough, but it's not ideal. I'd like it much clearer really to do some trotting. Do like it nice and clear on the Y for trotting. As I say, we have got the ledger gear, so we can always stand out here and do a little bit of ledgering if we fancy it. It's just a case of the fish seeing the bait coming, really. Obviously with ledgering, they can grub about on the bottom, they can find it, whereas when you're trotting, you're running it down to them, it's moving all the time. It's not very easy for them to find it. You've got to put it within a couple of foot of their nose in this sort of conditions, this clarity. I don't really like ledger in this swim. Firstly, because I'd rather trot in here. Secondly, absolute tackle graveyard. Put it into context, a friend of mine fished here a few weeks ago. He wasn't doing particularly well on the float. So he went over to the ledger, and in an hour he lost 3 sets of gear. That's how rocky it is. So he gave up after that. Went back on the float. So I think we'll have a go. We'll start off deep. It can be a bit slow as well, this swim in the mornings. So I probably should have stayed in bed really, but come a bit later on. But it doesn't feel like a proper day to me unless I get up at stupid o'clock. As I put 3:45 this morning to get down here this sort of time. As I mentioned, stick float. This is a Drake alloy stem stick float, dome top, so we can see it a long way down the swim. Not that we're going to be fishing too far down. And then Olivet and bit of meat. As I say, link to that video if you want to go and see this in more detail. I've got my Dower Tournament Pro 15-foot rod and my 125M close face reel, supplied by Stuart from Artisan Angling. Dower don't make these anymore, so you have to either go second hand or to Stuart for a new one, basically. But they're so easy to use. Oh, that's a nice pace through there actually. It's not going through too fast. That's the advantage of having a long rod as well, and a stick float. You can just keep picking the float up. It's got that Olivet just trundling, touching bottom. I think the plan today is to mostly fish this swim. So I know there'll be fish in here. So we'll share this swim. Long day, we can fish until an hour after sunset, which is it's going to be about 10:30 tonight if we fancy it. But we'll play it by ear, see what happens. A bite, he had that on the way in. Blimey. He had that on the way in. Just missed a bite. Pulled it into the middle and someone's just grabbed it. And he's trudging off. Oh, down the middle of the river. I think we've just foul hooked a barbel then. That's what I think. I think we missed that bite over there. The bait's coming here and we've just foul hooked a barbel. Because whatever it was down the bottom and it just trudged off upstream. I'm betting we will catch a decent amount of chub shallow today with this colour of the water. I think things are going to be a lot harder going on the float near the bottom, as we're finding. Bite. It is. Thought it was. He's not doing the barbely thing of trudging off up the middle of the river, and there's the giveaway head shake and the kiting in. But what a scrap. God, I'm taking. Well, if they're all going to fight like this today, blimey, I'm going to have a good day. He's not even very big. What a scrap. Hey, we got one. Absolutely fantastic. And he absolutely troughed that. That's good news as well. They're hungry. He's no monster, but very grateful. Go on, chap, off you go. Now, as I mentioned, I think I could get these chub going shallow. I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes just firing a bit of meat in. Let's just see what happens. I'm betting they'll be swirling on it before long. If they're going to swirl on my float, I think they're going to be swirling on meat. swirl there. Very delicate one. That certainly was. So, same line, same hook lengths, same reel, different rod. This is a Dower Matchman pellet waggler rod, which I'm sure you've seen me using if you've seen previous videos. Of course, it's starting to spit. It's not supposed to rain yet, well. Got Dave Harrell number 3 Speci Wag on there. This is the 2 SSG version. 2 SSG version. Right, let's see what this does. I'm fishing 2 foot. I'm betting we get some bites pretty quick on this. There we go. I suspected. Straight under. It's absolutely wonderful fun. But the problem being, you know, much less chance of catching a barbel. As I mentioned. I see the difference when they can see the bait. They're sitting there just waiting for it to come in. I've only been feeding for like a couple of minutes. Alright, so there's some fish in here. God, I think it's going to be a raincoat day today. Wow, we're on a modest chub at the moment. I'll tell you what, even they're pulling my arm off. Cracker. Well, we'll try that again, shall we? That worked pretty well. A bite within 2 seconds. That seems to have put him off. Trick to this really is feeding. I think it might be better to have a go at this afternoon. It's just a case of feed, and then put the bait in. And it is literally a bite of chuck. There we go. Oh, how have I missed that? That's a bite. Yeah, there we go. Just left it a few seconds. Rather than striking at it straight away, just let him have it. Well, I think this might be what the day's about today. Chub shallow and barbel on the ledger. Hopefully the big boys will turn up later. We're getting some bites, catching some fish. Oh, he's not bad actually. Wonderful. Yeah, just leaving that a second before striking, and he's took that properly. Well, I've shallowed up to about 18 inches, and I'm getting noticeably less bites. So I think that the bait's too close to the float now. So I've gone back to sort of 2.5 foot. Let's see if that makes a difference. There we go, straight away, look. They just didn't want to come by the float. But the ultimate today to have a barbel on this, wouldn't it? Get the barbel up in the water. I suppose there's a chance. They've been playing hardball all year. They're a barbel this year. This is certainly not a barbel. Of course, got you right in. Yeah, they've been conspicuous by their absence this year. Common wisdom is that it's the weather, and they were spawning late. God, this one's not He's not powering away or anything, he's just kiting left and right. Come on. Let's have you. God, fish like that giving me a beating today. Oh, actually, he's the biggest one of the day by a long way. That's a cracker. Very tense, but that's it. Relax. Wonderful. Go on, back you go. He's a nice fish, actually. Gone. Well, this is cracking. I think Jim will be here soon. Fairly soon. We can feed for each other. Doing a good job of dropping all this meat in. Well, this has certainly proved to me that up in the water is going to get plenty of chub today. Got plenty of chub already. Probably had about 10. If you count this one. I'm not sure it quite counts as a chub. More like a chublet that's absolutely determined to soak me. Right, I think I'm going to go back on the stick float fish lower down in the water. Well, there we go. As I say, kind of proves the point. 20 minutes on the stick float, fishing deep. Not a sniff. Oh, I just think it's too coloured. I don't think you can see it. Just as I'm pretty sure if I looked one down here, Barbel, over where I baited, so it kind of makes me think they're out and about on the bait. So it'd be nice to see if we could get a bite there on the ledger. I think the coloured water might help on that front, and the overcast sky might help on the sort of the Barbel willing to be out and about feeding. I think we will. We'll have a little go. Now, I bought a bank stick, happy to. It's probably foolishly, because it's almost impossible to get a bank stick in this swim, hence me starting to use tripods fishing in here. It's just a nightmare. I possibly got that in far enough to just rest the rod on, maybe. It'll be interesting to see if we can do anything. I have got a bit of ground bait and stuff, but I'm just going to go on the straight lead, I think, for now. Be interesting to see what happens. As I say, hopefully we won't lose all that gear. There you go. Right, let's see what happens. I think we're fairly safe about there. Hopefully. Right. Here he is. You remembered the way then?
How long far it is though.
It's a track, isn't it? Yeah, plenty of chub about, and they was really going for it on the top. They're just flicking bits of meat and it's like piranhas.
The trees come down since it was last year.
Yeah, it came down last winter. The Barbel are still here. A couple have jumped out as well.
I don't think it will give him somewhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
Nothing on the bottom.
Yeah. A few chub I've had today as well. I've been fighting really hard. God, blimey. Oh, we're in on the bottom. Yeah, I broke my other one. No, that just
have a lot of use though, didn't
the telescopy bit broke on it. I was just like, oh, it's given up. Well, I think this is a chub. But enough scrapping, if it is. But it's coming in very easy if it's not. Oh. Oh, this can't be a chub.
Not holding in that current like that.
Can't be a chub.
And the visibility, I can just about make out my knees.
Yeah, it's
just, you know, you're
about
gonna
18 inches on. Yeah, this is not a chub, is it? Well, a barbel. I had to go on the ledger, but they've got out over that feed I put in with the bait dropper clearly, and that I clearly did how far look that one. It's only my second cast. I've only been in a few minutes. I'm just fishing the straight lead. It's got to be a barbel the way it's fight. Yeah, I've just seen it. It is. So it looks like it's going to be a day for chub on the waggler and barbel on the bottom. I think the coloured water though gives them the confidence to come out.
It does, yeah, it does, yeah. It's a bit in crystal clear, it'd been even harder going to
Pulling my arm off. Blimey. Well, that bodes well because literally I had 5 minutes and then you got here and I had a bite and then that's been in about 2 minutes, isn't it?
brought a bit of luck.
You come again. It's really muggy, isn't it? Come on, chap. Thanks, mate. You came at the right time. Do a bit of netting. As I say, that didn't take long, and just foul looking that one. Give him that little clue. It's very lively. He's had a bit of a rest, so if he disappears, it's not a problem. Have a quick look at him, hopefully. How's about that? Cracking. Wonderful. They're jumping out as well. Right, we'll give him another rest up. We'll get him back. Cheers, mate. Yeah, he's not hanging about. Fantastic. Well, I think we'll have a bit longer on the ledger. That worked quite well, didn't it? I've got my standard barbel running ledger rig on here. Again, I'll link you in up there if you want to go and have a look how I tie this up. It's a bit easy to explain at home rather than here. Well, I'm just fishing a straight lead at the moment and one of my barbel hook links again, which I'll link you into. I sort of took a leaf out of the carp angler's book really, and barbel sort of tend to feed a bit like carp. It works really well when you've hooked one, they just don't drop off. Out there, where shouldn't have any problem with any rocks or anything. That really didn't take long. I just kind of proved the point really, you know. Been running a bit of meat through there for 2 hours. That was a bite already, bit of interest. But yeah, been running some meat through there for 2 hours, nothing. And probably 5 minutes in total, and had 2 bites on the ledger. Obviously using a sense of smell and taste to find the bait. There's some fish about today. Salmon's been leaping out just upstream from us. Now, I've no doubt today, ledgering in here, we're going to lose some gear, definitely. Hopefully not too much. I've got a sort of mental map of where we can cast that's relatively safe. And the good thing is today, because there's not too much water on, there's not too much flow. There's a tap. where I put the bait, it's staying. Because if we go anywhere down there, we're in big trouble. There's a big boulder across there, and there's one or two in here as well, just in front of us. So there's just sort of going in the middle, dropping in between. You in?
Yeah, that's a barbel.
Blimey. Yeah.
So much nicer holding your rod and you can feel everything that's going on. You're just straight on the fish, aren't you? So.
Yeah. You can almost feel it coming, can't you? A lot of times you feel a few taps.
About the same size as the one you had, isn't it?
Not having any of that. Well, it's good that they're out on this bait as well, because we've been in here in the past, haven't we? And they're just they're not interested.
There's obviously the colour in the water, and it's not the right temperature. So it's not boiling hot like it was yesterday either, so it's probably quite good weather.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I reckon we've hit it on the right day.
Bending this rod.
We're nice actually to punctuate the day with a bit of ledgering and a bit of float fishing.
It just breaks the day. I couldn't stand all day just staring at the end of a rod, and you need to mix it up a bit. So, yours.
Got him.
Yeah, not a bad
Sure,
one,
mate.
that, is
That's
it?
what that is.
It's a bit lively.
It's good actually. They are quite lively, aren't they? Those chub have been fighting like crazy as well. Fantastic. How's about that? Cracking, nice one, mate.
Thank you.
First of many, hopefully.
Yeah. Good to get back on the river again. So.
Yeah, it's been a while for you, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it has.
Fab.
Put him back.
Yeah.
Oh, she. Your turn.
Nice one.
Thanks.
Oh, you can do. There we go. Oh, blimey. We've got a boat coming. Hello.
Caught anything?
Yeah, I've got one on at the moment. He's under your boat somewhere.
We might have our boat.
I think we'll tune him out. That's wide open. Got him. God, he's a nice fish actually. How about that? One with a proper belly. There we go. Yeah, nice one. Thank you. We'll just bait dropping a bit more pellet and hemp in. And I think we're going to have 15 minutes fishing on the bottom. Right, let's try and Try that.
Problem with this, you're going to have to sit on your hands, but you're going to get lots of knock.
Look at it.
Oh yes! Come on, straight away.
Like,
That works. It pays dividends. Do a lot on the method as well.
I think it's a chub. I can feel the head thumps.
It just goes to show you that's what they're doing, isn't it? Where it's going is definitely a chub, isn't it?
Well, we're just laughing because what I've done is I bought a method feeder down. I put a method feeder on and really short hook link, and oh, it's a duck. I thought it was a fish, and a pellet, and it's gone over straight away with a chub. Did wonder if that would work in here.
Decent one as well.
It was only in a few seconds. How's about that? Absolutely cracking. Well, that fooled him. The old method feeder. We're having a cast on that. I mean, it's half of it's still on the feeder. So all I've done is I've got one of these mega method feeders, as you can see. It's still on there. I've got some krill method mix and a very short hook link with a pellet on, and that was the pellet actually that was on the hook. It's still in there, and from the off, as soon as I cast in, they were just attacking it. So yeah, I think that's worth another cast. Really took a matter of seconds.
The thing about it as well, the more times you cast it in, you're building up a bit of a bait in the swim, aren't you?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's right.
and it's getting to the bottom as well.
Yeah, I don't often see anyone down here. I guess because it's the weekend.
Last year I didn't remember even seeing anyone, even hearing anyone. It's... Oh.
We're in. Well, this seems to be working. Oh, hello.
Oh, that's a barbel. Gotta be a barbel.
Blimey, it's torn off across the river.
Oh. Why people sit behind static rods on the river, I don't know. Mixing and changing and doing different things just makes it so much more enjoyable.
Oh, blimey.
That's giving you a right scratch. They probably won't like having that method feeder near its face either, will it? So,
Yeah, well, I've got a long enough hook link so it's not battering him about the nose.
yeah.
But yeah, blimey. Yeah, I don't think this is a chub.
It wouldn't surprise me, you're one of the decent ones doing this tactics. So.
Like you say, it's doing something different, isn't it? Well, I can only do it because it's not pushing through too fast either, is it, the river? God, he's just holding. It's great, though, isn't it? It's just tap, 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 tap. Whoop. God. We were saying as well, the river is clearing. It's getting some clarity back, so we might be able to run some meat through as well, knowing that the fish are down there. We're talking barbel, of course. Knowing the barbel are there. That fooled you, didn't it, Mr. Barbel? Sorry, mate. Sorry.
again.
Sorry, mate.
Don't like me, does it?
I'm doing it on purpose, to be honest.
Nice.
Well, that's the first. My first ever barbel on the method.
It's a nice one, that is. Nice one.
Well, that worked. Break out the method feeders.
Nice fish, that.
Oh, it is actually, isn't it? Well, as I say, first for me. My first ever barbel on the method. How's about that? A cracking fish as well. I think that fooled him. Absolutely fantastic. Looks like he's been in a close encounter with an otter, by the looks of it. It's wonderful. That's absolutely cracking. Right, be in the summer. We'll rest him up. And we'll have another crack. Your turn, mate. That's worked really well. I mean, I've been fishing 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. Had a chub and then that barbel. Absolutely wonderful. Right, he's had a good rest. Certainly keen to go. Absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon with that. Did I send you that video off the Croy that a bloke had took?
No.
He took, it was sort of friend of a friend. And he fished the Croy until it got dark. And he just chucked his ground bait in the edge, packed up. And he looked down and he took a video. Right, right, that's on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, nice one, mate.
Oh, this is actually
Yeah.
pulling back a bit.
I was going to say that's looking like what we want. Well, it might be a bit previous, but I'll grab the net. Well, this is working well, isn't it?
It's definitely catching them out, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think they think they're safe. It's a chub, isn't it?
Chub, yeah. I thought
God, he fooled you.
Yeah, the way it's pulling back.
It looks
like a barbel,
it looks a good one, to be fair. Oh, I've got the feeder. Oh no 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 no! Get off me! Get off me! Get off me! Get off me! God, that's a tank. That's biggest chub of the day, definitely. Besides that,
Yeah, you can see why I thought it was a barbel.
it does seem to be catching out the bigger fish, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just fooling them because they're not used to it. So it's
That
catching
is-
them out because they're so used to having. Yeah, that's the. Nice
Look at the
fish,
state of that.
Yeah, that's a nice chub, isn't it? That's a proper.
Huge. Well, absolutely fantastic. The
Nice
barbel,
fish.
barbel impressionist. It's a cracking chub, that is. Absolutely wonderful. Nice one, mate.
Back.
It's certainly catching them out. It's certainly catching them out, this method.
Right, your turn.
Fab. I won't say no. I think it's a little one. It's something very little.
Tiny little thing. It's like this is what's been hammering the
Yeah.
feeder, hasn't it? No, the tiny. Oh, that. Hey, it's a
The dace.
dace, yeah. The other size of that.
Look at. Well, that's probably specimen of the day, isn't it? The dace.
Probably the Russians. Maybe anyone. They seem hell bent on flipping through the
Yeah.
destruction of the planet.
It's lovely with no wind. It's really nice.
And it's well, perfect trotting weather as well, isn't it? Because
Yeah. All right.
heavily having it now, aren't they?
Hey.
This might be a barbel.
I don't
No?
think so. I don't think so.
No, it's shaking its head.
Yeah. The method. Nah, he's shaking his head. Can you imagine just when you throw a lump of ground bait in, and they must just be nailing it.
No, they are. They're
Hey.
decent one again, though.
It is, isn't it?
They're not
God.
small.
No, they ain't, are they? Well, another cracking chub to the method. Right, we're going to go back on the waggler. A couple of reasons really. Firstly, chub are really having bait off the top, and secondly, we've lost the second method feeder now, so that's the end of that because we haven't got any more. I should certainly be bringing some next time. There we go. Didn't take long, did it? Yeah, he's not very big.
Yeah, they didn't look huge, the ones that I saw.
Just been watching them on the drone and not massive. They're the ones that give you a beating when you're trying to unhook them. Go on. I reckon the bigger ones might be down the bottom where we've been catching them on that method, haven't we? Because we've got some bait down with the bait dropper, and of course we've been fishing the method, so we've got some bait down. Does seem to be the bigger fish down the bottom, so it might be worth getting the stick float gear out and running a bait along the bottom. It's definitely cleared, this river. Missed the bite. Oh God. Pulled the line at me through my fingers. That's gone. Oh, I missed that. The float was going off downstream.
Coming up for that bit I've just thrown in exactly where you just cast.
Oh, absolutely destroyed.
They pick out all the little bits of meat and leave the skin.
Leave the skin and the hook. I'm too scared to go over by them rocks. I reckon we need to bait dropper some more stuff out as well.
Yeah, it seems to help, doesn't it? Just getting the bait down on the bottom. Getting rooting around looking for something.
I feel some taps on here. Oh, there we go. Blimey. It's just, I can feel some taps on here. It's a chub. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Not a bad one.
Better than the tiddlers we'd having on the waggler.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Big chub, get on the method.
Yeah. Well, we've fashioned together a method feeder by cutting a swim feeder up. Because nothing else was doing anything. And worked again. Right, you're up, mate. I'll go mix up some more ground bait. So we've had a bit of a break. We bait dropped some pellets and hemp in before that, and we've had a good half an hour break to rest the swim. We've had a wander down to another potential swim we might fish. We're very 50-50 about it though. It does fish better with some water on. You can actually see the bottom up there. There's some weed about and stuff, but we put some bait in anyway to give ourselves the option to move. But we know there are fish in here, so it's one of those. We'll just see how it play it by ear. It's about 4 now, something like that. So we'll perhaps give it another 2.5, 3 hours. See what happens, and if we're struggling, we'll get off down there, and if we're not, we'll stick it out in here. The only real benefit down there is we can both fish at the same time, but you know, it's not really a problem in here because it's a very long day, so we're just sort of taking it in turns. And the method feeder, I mentioned we'd lost the second one. They only had 2 with me. We managed to fashion one from an open-ended feeder, sort of mesh feeder. We cut most of the mesh off it, and we're we've sort of got a bit of a Heath Robinson thing going on, but it's working. Yeah, I was thinking that, but then I think that's probably where the bait dropper was going in. Well, that worked. It's only been in about 30 seconds.
This is pulling back. This is pulling back. Oh, he's going to be a bloody no. That's got to be a barbel.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's right.
Well,
That's literally hit the bottom, and they must have just gone straight onto it. And this is how switched on they are now. Yeah, that's a barbel.
But that's exactly that line where I say we put the bait dropper
Yeah.
thing in.
Fishing a bit too far out. Going straight.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the method works.
The Heath Robinson method feeder. Yeah, I don't use that clutch much. Play them on backwood generally. Yeah, this is no chub. I mean, literally, that must have been 30 seconds. That must have been it.
They literally hit the bottom, and they must have been straight on it.
It is a barbel.
Huge one, but it's a barbel.
He won't, no. I just had a go then and I couldn't see properly, and that's why I bumped him with the net, so I'm not going to do that again. Got him now. Nice one, mate.
Cheers. Actually a bad one, actually. He's slightly bigger than I thought he was.
That's a proper fish, that is. Well, another one for the method feeder.
Yeah, lovely fish.
Absolutely fantastic. We are just wondering about this tail. It looks very similar to that one earlier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll have to check the footage back because he's got a little mark on his side as well, this side. So, or was it that side? Here, just here. So we'll be able to check from that mark there.
There's no other hook marks in his mouth, so.
Fairly common otter damage, isn't it? That's a cracking fish there, mate.
Yeah, lovely.
Fantastic. There we are, we're in. Thump, thump, thump. This feels a reasonable fish, whatever it is. I think it might be a chub. Feels a nice one. I'm sure it is a chub. He's kiting right in, like a chub. Feels a good one now. Thump, thump, thump. God, we just look a nice fish. We'll, I think we'll chin him out just about. God, no, we won't. We'll have to reach for the net. I can't pick him up with one hand. He's a proper unit. Can't get my hand around him. Oh, it's a cracking fish. What a fish that is. We'll have a look at him. He's a absolute cracker. Look at the size of that. That is Ridiculous. Absolutely huge chub. Wonderful stuff. What a fish. Fantastic. Oh, hello. Blimey. Oh.
He's come back for another second helping of 4 times in a row.
Blimey, that tore off.
This has got to be a different fish this day. It can't be the same one again. Unless they've all got...
Oh.
That's going, isn't it?
It's just tearing off downstream. Very un-barbel-like. Oh, blimey. Blimey.
It's like instant bites. It just shows you that they go into the feeder all the time, isn't it? And they're not used to being caught by doing that.
Yeah, that's right. They are just getting straight on this feeder. It was a decent fish, to be honest.
It's giving a good account of itself.
Absolutely tore off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Blimey.
That same spot again as well.
I'm wondering if where this stuff we're putting in, where it's settling, perhaps.
Settling down in there and they're tropping around in there looking for bits. It's like hemp will get in the gravel and stuff,
Yeah.
and I'll be in there for ages, and the pellet as well, trying to find it.
Well, those little bits of pellet.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
That's a good one. It's a lot bigger than the one I've just done.
This line's complaining. Let's get this out of the way. I only had 2 casts and one of them I wound straight back in. What a scrap. God, give me a proper beat in this one. Oh, blimey. Got him.
This hasn't got the top of its tail missing, so it's definitely a different one. So.
Oh, God,
Nice one.
my arm. Oh. Well, this one is very lively. Give me a right beating, as you saw. He's very lively. Hopefully we can have a look at him. He's had a bit of a rest in the net, but this method feeder fishing is working really, really well. They are absolutely nailing this. I'll try and mould him up. As I say, he's very lively. So if he disappears, he disappears. That's about that. Absolutely wonderful. That's cracking. Fantastic. Right, we'll give him another rest up and then we'll get back in again. Well, we're going to call it a day there. It's been a cracking day. It's been great, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been good to be back on the river again, and but to catch up with you as well. So
Because you haven't been out for ages, have you?
No. Yeah, working, family life. It's kind of but I'm going to get out a bit more now. So this
Good.
summer, so
Yeah,
we're going to try
definitely.
and get down the wire again soon. So
And we're just saying as well, timed it right, because the barbel fishing this year has been really tricky on the wire. I mean, lots of people I know are struggling. The odd one's coming out, but today it just seems to have come right. The whole hot weather, and then today's mugginess.
yeah, it's been brilliant. It's a bit of a red letter day again. So another good day down the wire. So
A million chub, haven't we?
Yeah.
Most of them were this big, but we had some clonkers as
I
well.
lost count of the number, I think. So
Absolutely cracking. Great fun on the, and then on the waggler, and then catching them on couple on the lead. And we've had them on the method feeder since. It's been a bit of a revelation, really. It's been
yes, I
cracking.
think that's been the difference today, hasn't it? So
Yeah, we're just smashing that method feeder. So definitely going to try that again. But I have to buy some more feeders first. But yeah, it's just about 9 o'clock, like I say. So we're going to make the 2/3 of a mile walk back to the car.
Cardiac Hill, and then
Up Cardiac Hill. Nightmare. Well, with that, I think all there is left to do is say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that half as much as we did. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support, and I'll see you again very soon.